What's that movie about the rich girl that runs away from her dad because of a disagreement over who she should marry? Then a scoundrel comes to her aid and offers to bring her home for a reward, but in the end they fall in love anyway? If you thought Spaceballs, then that's a good guess, but the movie I'm talking about is much older, and the first of its kind. Today I want to talk about the birth of the screwball comedy, the movie that pioneered the genre and went full send with it from the beginning. The movie, of course, is Frank Capra's 1934 film It Happened One Night, and it's one of the most important films ever made. Now to begin, screwball comedies are a genre of movie that played with sight gags, silly plot twists, fast-paced verbal sparring, and most importantly, social satire, along with playing two people from different social classes against each other. Think movies like The Princess Bride, Overboard, or, as I said before, Spaceballs. It Happened One Night is about a reporter played by Clark Gable who offers to help a spoiled heiress get from Florida to New York so she can be with her husband who her father hates. Along the road, they clash constantly based on their own social understandings of the world and each other, but slowly start falling in love with each other. Now by today's standards, these seem pretty by the books, but for its time, a combination of romance and this type of comedy, as well as the character dynamics, this was pretty new. And thankfully, it ages well, unlike some other firsts in cinema that don't have so great a reputation. This was a pre-Hays Code movie, so it didn't face the same restrictions as other movies around the era, but one of the things that makes it so great is the way it shows their romance budding without relying on outright flirting or overtly sexual scenes. Even the innuendos are subtle, but we know everything we need to when the punchline hits. I know this movie has been out for almost 90 years, but I still don't want to spoil it because the final joke in the movie is absolutely fantastic, and again, a subtle but powerful way of showing how their love is developed without them even being in the scene. After seeing this movie, especially with the historical context, it's really hard to watch most rom-coms and traditional screwball comedies that come afterwards without seeing the fingerprints of this wonderful and charming film. I know Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars, but the basic plot they use is more a remake of It Happened One Night than Star Wars.
$39.60. All the above items had to be sold to buy gasoline.
And I sold some shorts and socks, too. I'm throwing those in.
It Happened One Night is a movie that, while not an exaggerated fantasy romance like La La Land, has an ability to make you feel like you're witnessing a real-life fairy tale play out. So please do yourself a favor and watch this film.